It's New Brew Thursday! Woo! And we're filming on location at, what's this, North Beach Pizza here in North Beach, San Francisco.
Pizza by the slice.
That's
this
right.
is not normally where we'd be shooting in a normal situation.
Also not the normal beer you would be drinking?
Well, no, actually, Sierra Nevada is a very, very good beer. In fact,
really?
we drink Sierra Nevada almost before every episode that we do.
Oh,
it's like our
really?
starter beer. It kind of gets us going, gets us in the mood.
So you're not put off by its commercial success? You guys aren't beer snobs? Or like,
No,
Sierra was great until it sold out.
I would say our issue's not like commercial success. It's more the idea that the macro beers that you see, which that will remain nameless for this episode, since I know that a few of them sponsor you.
Ah.
But they are intent on removing choice.
So you guys are actively anti blue-collar, hard-working man's.
We're against
brewed
adjunct brewed lagers.
I agree with everyone.
You see, I'm a total beer slut, man. I like all beers, and what's funny, it's like, for me, it kind of comes down to calories. Like, when I'm out, I like to, I'll have it, like, you're not anti-Guinness, though, are you?
No, I love Guinness.
Okay, good, yeah, okay. So it's like, I love all the fancy beers, and one of the nice things about traveling is I always say, what do the locals drink? What can I get here but nowhere else?
Exactly.
For example, I know when I'm in Montana, you ask for a moose drool.
Right.
In Pennsylvania, you ask for a Yingling.
Right.
But you don't even say
Georgia,
Yingling.
you ask for 420.
Yeah, exactly. You just say lager if you're in Pennsylvania.
Right.
It's like, give me a lager, and they know what you're talking
That's
about.
how it used to be back in the day, too. Whenever you go to a different city or whatever town that city brewed,
Yeah.
that's the beer you got. So you say, like you said, give me the lager, give me the stout, give me a brown, whatever.
And then television in the interstates came along.
Yeah.
But I have to
Curse
ask,
you, progress.
I have to ask.
Technology.
Yeah, what are we doing anyway?
I don't know. I'm just
We came in and sat down, and he showed up.
Transients.
I heard
You guys on the TV. Beer.
I heard you could make this beer disappear.
Disappearing,
too
yes.
quickly, all too
Yes.
quickly.
Now,
You go ahead.
we're actually sitting with Brian Brushwood, which, for me personally, I'm having another bit of a fanboy moment.
Me too.
I have big, large posters of Brian in my room.
Please tell me that's not true.
Hello, Brian.
Just a cardboard cutout. All right.
It gets in my car. It does this when it's told
You
to.
lean over, you sniff my shirt.
So, Brian is the host of many such shows as Scam School.
Scam School is probably the most popular online.
Yeah, it's probably what you've seen him in right now. I would say that your best show is NSFW right now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm glad you.
I like that show a lot.
It's really interesting because I'm very, very proud of Scam School. It's very well produced and it's good stuff to learn. If you're into bar culture, you learn some ways to scam free drinks, to mess with your friends. But what I love about NSFW is that's where I get to be the most genuine. Like what we're being and doing right now is much closer to NSFW because it's like it could go any direction. We don't have to get back to a certain point.
There's nobody standing over in the corner going.
It's like, come on, get it going.
Wrap it up,
get to the funny Brushwood.
Perform, monkey.
That's right.
So, but yeah, so I am also a huge fan of Scam School,
Awesome.
having been on the episode many moons ago, and
and again in a future episode.
and again coming up soon.
That's right.
And along with my fellow compatriots. But one of the things that I thought really made the reason I wanted you on the show is because you do hang out in bars because you're known for drinking beer.
Great. I'm glad that's what I'm known
You're
for.
what my mother would call an alcoholic.
It says on your business card, I drink beer.
Drink beer. And
booze hound.
but a lot of your viewers are very much into the college, like Coors Light, Bud Light.
Oh,
beers.
this is an evangelical mission.
It's an evangelical mission.
Come to Jesus.
Yes, come to Jesus and drink good beer.
Forsake the demons of Anheuser and Busch.
Exactly.
Embrace the...
We kind of scam friends.
Yeah, well,
That's right.
And it's funny because
It's like, Brian, this is an intervention. You're like, this beer, out!
Need an old priest and a young priest.
So, and what's funny is that you're here because I got drunk one night and texted you at like 1 in the morning.
Yeah, and what's funny is like you could tell, it's funny because people treat me like I have, they're like, oh, it's Brian Brushwood. It's like, look, I'm so not famous. And you can tell because I respond to every random drunken text that comes
He's like,
to me.
sure,
It's
I'll
like,
be on your podcast.
Hey, what's
Who are
up?
you?
Yeah, exactly. It was like, hey, man, you want to be on my podcast? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Who are you again? We met once. Oh, then you're probably cool. Let's go.
We met, you didn't kill me. It's probably a good thing. So.
That's right.
You did stiff my shirt a couple times.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, are we pouring?
We're pouring now.
Oh, thank goodness. I was waiting.
John's our producer that sits in the corner that says wrap it up.
Have you guys talked about...
No, I'm the guy that sits there and says, let's drink some
He
beer.
says wrap it up in the right way. So you guys You're putting a lot of head on yours.
Yeah.
He pours aggressively.
I like aggressive head.
So I thought you're supposed to get like right to here and then give it a little bit of head.
You know, there's different.
There's
different schools of thought.
That's a common misconception.
Yes. There's different schools of
It's
thought.
much like
that is perfect right there.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
And now it's even better.
And now it's even better.
We're allowed to do the podcast.
that was great
without
timing,
mouths,
I must say.
It's like a
Thank you.
ad for Pizza by the Slugs.
And we let our special guests serve us because
Thanks, Brian.
we're just
Because
rude that way.
Yeah, you guys are running the scam school here. You're like, hey, let us come do a podcast. Feed us too.
The real scam is when
Provide
we're done,
us beer.
Brian gets the bill. So thank you, sir. Your kindness warms my heart.
You got it. So the rule is, the moment you take a bite, you got to ask that person a question. That's like
Exactly.
So the entire podcast is.
Hold on.
All right.
So now, typically, when you come to a pizza place like this,
Yeah.
you're going to be drinking very light beers. You're not going to be drinking a Belgian strong dark ale or, Guinness would actually be decent in a pizza place, but it's not generally found.
No, it's not. Usually,
Yeah.
usually you associate pizza joints with plastic cups.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
tokens for the arcades.
And we stepped it up into the middle ground somewhere. This is a really nice establishment. I actually like this place a lot. And so I actually came in here to use the bathroom and was like, oh, we're filming here.
I went to use the crapper and I said, damn, this is a fancy joint.
Yeah, this place is awesome.
I gotta do my podcast here.
So
I want a pooping podcast.
exactly, pooping and podcasting. It's what we
You
do.
can do the podcast from inside the bathroom.
Exactly.
You're like, and you hear the echoey sounds. You're like,
That's definitely
very
it.
nice, John. There's some decorative graffiti over here.
Yes.
Female
Apparently,
shots
you want to
here.
call this number for a good time.
All right, now do you guys are you? Because I know wine connoisseurs get all nutty about it. It's like, oh, you gotta, smell the wine and then drink the wine. Like, do you consider
Yes.
yourself like to that level? With
We
beer?
do that. We do that with the beers. Like, obviously, with something like Sierra Nevada, because we've all had it so many times, we know what it is. We know what the flavors we're gonna get off of it. It's a very excellent example of a pale ale style beer.
I've only had maybe 4 or 5 times. I do like pale ales, but the problem is I like to, especially when we're doing stuff like Scam School, pacing is important, which
Yes.
is why when
Yeah.
I'm at home, this is my confession, is I will drink a Miller Lite because it's only
yeah.
97 calories,
Right.
and I could have 3 or 4 of them.
Great
and
taste,
still-
less filling.
Yeah, exactly. It is.
Yeah,
less
and
filling.
this sexy body does not happen by accident. so,
brewed by anti.
so
So what do you do? What is the proper drinking method going for?
if you're
usually
tasting
three-
the first time, Brad,
Just gonna say 3 sips. The first sip, just wash out whatever's already in your mouth.
Okay.
The second sip, kind of enjoy it.
You wanna
Take it
suck in some
slow.
air.
Yeah,
By the way,
yeah. Keep it on the tongue.
You
breathe
realize
air over it.
the jokester in me just wants to have like sip 1 be this much, sip 2 this much, and I go boom.
boom! What? That just
Tasted
happened.
that one. Tasted it good.
Okay, so first is to cleanse the palate, and the
Right.
second one is
It's,
to.
To
John was
aerate,
saying,
like
put it
it-
on your tongue.
yeah.
Take a lot of air over it.
Okay.
And then
That'll open up.
And
your
what
mouth.
the
Yeah.
air does is it opens up your palate. It takes some of the aroma from the hops or whatever that's in the beer they want to get off aroma to, and it sends it up into your sinuses.
Now, when you say take air over it, like an actual slurping kind of.
Yeah, like you-
okay.
Yeah. So that it's like basically like in a little pool on your tongue, and the air comes over the top
Gary
of it.
Vaynerchuk. You
Yeah.
ever watch
Yeah.
Wine Library TV?
No, see, that's just it. Like to me, it's like I know beer like my backyard. I look around; these are all my friends, and it's like I go to. It's like when I go to watch any wine stuff, it's like I've wandered in the girls' dormitory and I just don't understand anything I'm seeing. You know?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the
And
same
I'm just
way.
like, hey,
And they get
this is
kinda
fruit
crazy.
juice,
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
So beer can be handled very similarly, but I think that you get a lot more complex flavors from beer than you do wine.
Well, and you also have interesting textures with the various levels of carbonation.
Right. Exactly.
All right, I'm going to do the Slurpee thing for the second one.
And then the third sip is what you'll get. That's
What
what,
you
you'll
actually
have.
taste.
Yeah, the main taste.
Yeah.
Of the beer.
And so your third sip is when you're actually doing your actual tasting.
Don't judge me by my first 2
Yeah.
sips.
You know, it's
Exactly.
interesting because I never really thought about it. The second sip does taste different by kind of slurping some air into it. You know, I have noticed, this is the closest I've gotten to this. I've noticed that, you know, I love making milkshakes, and I'll make them real clumpy and watery, where it's, you know, it's almost like ice chocolate and milk, just kind
right
of
on.
choppily
Put
blended.
together, yeah.
Right, and it's like, for some reason, it definitely tastes much, much better if you slurp it. And I always thought it was just some cartoon
Right.
goofball thing I was doing, but apparently, but from what you're saying, I guess it matters.
Everything's opening up.
So what are some of the tastes we should be recognizing in the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale?
You're gonna get some of the hops, obviously, because this is, while it's not an IPA, it's not a super hoppy beer. the hops are gonna be what's gonna be your foremost taste.
More so than you'd find in like a Miller High Life or something.
Now, the difference between a pale ale and an Indian pale ale is the IPA is, and I don't know if this is right or not, but what I heard was that the IPA has more alcohol in it so that it would survive the journey all the way to India.
It actually has more hops in it.
It has more malts and more hops
to
than a
survive the
normal.
journey.
Yeah.
But doesn't it have more alcohol content as
Generally,
well?
yes,
Yeah.
because they put more malts in it to balance out the hops, the alcohol content goes up because the malts are what's going to give you the alcohol.
The more sugar you have in there, the more the yeast is going to react with the sugar, turn into alcohol.
Okay.
Right.
Wow.
So this is
more you
actually
know.
this
The
was
more you
my,
know.
my conversion beer, I guess you could say.
This is like this is your gateway drug. This is your marijuana.
Exactly.
Of
And, you know,
craft
and the
beer.
funny thing is that you're going to find
Really,
Sierra
yeah.
Nevada almost everywhere that you find Coors Light.
Yeah.
It's very rare
that's
to
the
go
good
into a
thing about
place and
Sierra
not
Nevada.
have the option of getting Sierra Nevada, which is one of the reasons I like them as much as well. Because anytime somebody tells me like, okay, fine, I won't drink, Coors Light. What should I drink then? It's like Sierra Nevada.
Oh, so you
Try a
guys
Sierra
are
Nevada.
those guys where it's just like you start a conversation like, what's it like to be a bitch to the man?
How do you like murder culture?
That's right. Exactly.
I don't think we
You slap the Coors out of his hair. Like, "Ah!"
I think I'm more that way than anybody else here at the
I was
table.
just about to say, don't let me into his category.
So maybe you guys can tell this to me. In your experience, I've noticed for me, it's very difficult for me to start with one beer and switch to another one. Like, even if I take the first couple of sips, I'm like, oh, that's not what I expected. About halfway down, my palate seems to have adjusted, and I really enjoy it. But if I switch back to another beer after that, it's very difficult. I have to start all over
It all
again.
depends on if you're the levels of the bitterness and the alcohol level of the beer and stuff. If you're going to switch beers, you have to start with something light and work your way to the heavy stuff.
Okay.
Because if you start with something heavy, your palate's just going to be adjusted to that heaviness of that beer. And anything that's lighter, if you go from a stout to a blonde,
Right.
you're just going to be, you're not going to really taste it. It's
Right.
going
Right.
to taste really watery.
You're going to
because-
destroy your palate long
Yeah.
before you get down to that level where you can appreciate it.
Yeah,
So
I
I
was
do-
going to say the exact same thing.
I
Like
do
you can go
switch.
I was
from
gonna
some
say the
beers
same
to
thing,
other
too.
beers, but
We were both going to say exactly
totally,
that.
totally,
Wondering how
bro.
you
He
found
stole the
out
words right
about
up.
it.
Yeah, right,
So
yeah,
let
right,
it
right.
go.
Palate
I think-
destroying, right?
I think-
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Like if I'm out drinking, like I'm at a place and like for instance tonight when we'll be watching you do your show, I'll stick with one style of beer. I might
Dance around.
I might dance around from breweries or whatever or variations on that style, but I'll usually stay in that style of beer for the night.
Right.
If I'm at like a festival or a tasting or whatever, a lot of times if you're switching styles, you need to rinse your palate with water or with some food, which is a lot of the reasons why if you're hosting a tasting where you're going to have some people trying different beers and you're trying to convert your friends to craft beer, always have like some bread or some crackers, something with very low flavor profile, but enough to like cleanse out what you've been drinking
Some
so
pizza
that
crust.
so that basically
Right.
you're starting over again
Right.
and you've kind of washed all that other stuff out.
You know, I've been to a number of microbrews where they have like an around the world thing where it's a bunch of little short beers
Right.
and all. But I never thought about the cleansing of the palate going from one to the other.
Yeah, and if you go to breweries, that's awesome to order a flight of beers. They'll bring them out. You'll have their whole line that you can kind of go through, and they'll usually arrange them from light to dark, or light to heavy.
Right.
Okay. So you kind of.
So you're on your.
Thanks for bringing that up, by the way. I've
Yeah.
always kind of wanted to talk about that. Thought I was the only one.
I thought you were accusing me of stealing your words again. I was like, come on. I was on your side.
He's like, yes, I came in and pickpocketed you immediately and took all of your words.
Thanks for wrecking the show, Brian.
Yeah.
So
See,
where does
this is
someone-
what happens when you get
get rid of
celebrities
this
on your
guy.
show.
Here's what I want to know. It's like, where's the crossing over to the dark side? It's like, okay, so this is a commercially successful beer that is in your safe category.
Right.
At what point, and then you got natural
I
light.
think when you can sit down to a stone arrogant bastard and enjoy it, you're never going back. I think for me personally, when I talk about craft beer versus the macro beers or whatever, my thing is like if I run into people that are like, look, I just really like Coors Light. I know whatever. I think it's a great beer, whatever. I'm like, you know what? God bless. Go for it. Move on.
Yeah.
You
The
know?
point of our show.
And then you mumbled your
But
breath, baby
my
killer.
problem, exactly. My problem though is that it's not about the beer or the people that drink the beer. It's about the companies that make it and how they refuse to allow the market to stay open. It's almost like Bud and Coors have become the Microsoft of the world, where they insist on like, okay, you will buy our beer, period.
Right.
And they go out of their way not only to remove choice from the liquor stores and from the areas,
But
but to destroy breweries that are trying to bring choice there.
Maybe this is a selfish thing for me because to me, all that does is make craft brewing and local beers and the more esoteric beers that you can buy more attractive and more cool.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah, exactly.
It's a hip kind of thing, and that's why it's exploding right now.
And the kind of people that are enjoying that because they don't want to just, to be honest, it's like, wouldn't it be kind of a crime if the only reason you were buying Sierra Nevada was to get trashed on a Thursday night?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
and
I'm okay with that.
And that's a big thing about our show is that we advocate the idea that you drink craft beer responsibly, you respect it.
You know when to stop.
Yeah.
Because although sometimes last night we might go beyond that.
We need more beer. That's all I heard in the backseat
It's
of the
almost
car.
like a beer drinking lifestyle.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're
once
just a casual drinker that wants to drink a Bud Light with their burrito, for dinner.
Now, I tell you,
It's like, okay, go ahead.
do you guys pay any attention to calorie content of beer? Because I got to tell you,
I do.
Like I love beer because it does get you buzzed, but it's a slow buzz in and a slow buzz out.
It's just a lot of calories all the way along, though.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
And it's a lot of dead calories.
And it's like it's
Empty,
like
yeah.
when you finish your 4th mile and you're like, okay, that's 4 beers.
Exactly.
It's like that really sucks.
Well, and I think that Kona makes a beer called Pipeline Porter, which I think is actually brewed in Portland. The stuff that you get in the state is brewed in Portland, but it's 100.
I
It's
just had
100
that
calories.
last night.
Yeah, it's
It was
100
awesome.
calories
Yeah.
per 12-ounce
It's
bottle.
really, really good.
Which is awesome. It's a good porter style beer that's reminiscent of Guinness with a little bit of chocolate in it.
You know what? I went through a phase. I'm going to confess something to you guys. I went through a phase where I just said, screw it, I really like beer, but I don't want to be a drunkard. So I would actually buy a bunch of old Milwaukee NAs, and I would alternate from one to the other. And it was kind of great because it was like I would drink all night long, nonstop, and I always felt like I was drinking or whatever, and never really get too buzzed or hammered. But man, in one night you can knock back 1,500 calories.
Oh, yeah.
Super easily.
Yeah.
And there's some beers out there that you drink an entire bottle of it, like a 750 milliliter bottle of it, you're gonna knock down 1,000 calories
Oh yeah.
because of the way it's brewed.
Yeah, like a porter or stout kind of thing.
Well, not even. It has nothing to do with the style. It has to do with the ingredients. Like Guinness is a very low calorie.
I was just
I
gonna
was talking
say,
about
yeah, I didn't know that.
129
Yeah,
calories in a
I was just gonna
pint.
bring that
Right.
up. Motherfuckers, all of them. Stealing my words.
Every time Brad goes to speak, we just go. I got it.
You're like, hold on.
He's like,
I know
"Hey,
what he's about
guys,"
to
he's like, "I
say.
got
He's
this
about
one.
to
It's
say
all right,
this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it doesn't have a whole lot to do with the style as far as where you're gonna get for calories. For instance, we did Dogfish Head Pangea a few weeks ago, and that beer is brewed from ingredients from every continent on the planet.
Really?
And
Antarctica?
Antarctica, they use
Including
the water.
Antarctica.
They get water from
No
Antarctica.
kidding.
Yep,
They have a deal with the army.
Yeah, that
No
gives them water.
kidding.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's the
so-
most
So
special.
water, of course, being penguin blood.
Yeah, exactly. He goes, it was either penguins or water. You probably are glad with the choice we
to me,
made.
that was the most special thing about that beer. It's like, because I thought the beer was okay, but it won a lot more points because you're actually drinking water from
Right.
Antarctica.
And it's just, but it's because of the ingredients they use. It's so full. It's so many calories, and one of those was like 900 and some calories for a bottle of that beer.
Wow.
The Pangea?
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
the Pangea?
Yeah, the Pangea.
Compared to Guinness, what I was just saying, it
125,
blew me away.
yeah.
If you are counting our calories like you're
Yeah.
saying, like Guinness is the way to go. 'Cause
And but on the
one
flip
of the
side of
fullest
that,
beers,
on the
like
flip side
that
of
is
that,
a meal in a can, and yet
Well,
it
you
has
think
one
it
of the.
is, you think it is,
You
but
think
it's
it is.
not,
It
yeah.
has one of the lowest calorie counts
Yeah.
out of all the beers.
And that's the thing, though. On the flip side of that, if you're so concerned about calories that you're willing to stomach a Michelob 64 or whatever they call that beer,
Yeah.
just drink water for the night then. Or you know what, like have
That
a beer
ain't
and
gonna
drink. You know, I
happen.
mean,
Come on, boo this man.
yeah. Well, I'm just
Drink
saying, like
water,
at
boo.
that point, if you're that concerned about it, beer is not your beverage. That's all I'm saying. Either commit to the fact that you're
We're having a
drinking
hard
beer.
time converting.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
you're
saying.
losing me here.
saying-
This is I
Saying do a
see.
few extra push-ups, do a few extra runs at the gym the next day, whatever you got to do.
I think your point
But
is
you know
that
what?
because you're going to have to drink so much more of it to achieve what you're going to
you're
need
going to
to
get the
achieve.
same number of
So
calories
it's,
anyway. Yeah, I mean, and ultimately, I could set down a bottle of double bastard and enjoy it, and that double bastard will have more of a buzz-creating effect to it than an entire 12-pack of Bud Light.
Well,
and
that's
I'm
true,
getting
but
half the calories.
There are certain activities like, look, I got a soft spot in my heart for the guys who show up to a baseball game and they just
Yeah.
love drinking back and goofing
Or if
off
you're
with
out at the
their
river or
friends.
something.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly. And it's like that's half the fun is crunch. Boom.
Yeah.
next.
We always
Yeah,
say
yeah.
there is a time and a place for every beer.
Right.
We're not against.
And
Bud
I'm
Light
not gonna-
Coors
I'm-
and all them per se. We're against like their marketing.
You're against the brainwashing that's the only
Right.
option.
That you don't, because
They have to squash the little guys and say, no, we don't want you in our marketplace.
I've actually never seen them squash anyone.
Not
So-
literally.
I was about to say, I was like, do you guys have a story to break
Yeah.
here? I mean, I don't
Actually,
know.
if you're interested in hearing a little bit about like what happens in the marketplace, what happens with these kind of things, I recommend watching a movie called Beer Wars, where it follows several small-time like breweries and the struggle that they have against what's happening to them with the bigger
I'm so
players
glad
in the market.
that wasn't like a book. I'm glad you didn't say read this book. It's
Read a
like,
book.
Watch a movie. Yes.
Words. He's all words. It's a great movie. It's short.
By the way, that was really weird because I fully expected you to say, I was just about to say that.
But it's beerwarsmovie.com.
I believe, in fact, I think that one's in my Netflix on demand queue because I think it's streamable online right now.
Oh,
and I
right.
added it. I forgot. I still haven't watched
Check
it.
it
but it's
out,
on.
and that'll give you some idea of like what's happening.
By the way, if you want to watch it online right now for free, you can go to www.netflix.com/scamschool to sign up for your free, no-risk 2-week trial. Don't forget the www at the beginning is as important as the scam school at the end to make sure we get credits.
And I always thought you did that over
Flawless.
teleprompter.
No, dude, I don't ever
He
do
wakes up in the night
teleprompter.
saying those
I
words.
know. Well, because
So-
we do all those reads, and it's like I don't ever get. I'm so jealous. Like Andrew Bancroft does the dig reel.
Right.
He gets to write everything out word for word
On his
and he
paper,
gets to
yeah.
deliver it exactly the way he intended it.
He's
I
really
get to
good
go-
at like segueing into the commercials.
Oh,
too.
dude, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
He's really creative.
Although what's funny is like you say that, but literally yesterday I did a short guest spot on it. His segue was he talked about puppies, then he goes Netflix, and then that's how he goes.
So if you're wondering what we're talking about, go over to revision3.com and check out the plethora of amazing internet television. And this is not just me saying, hi, put us on your network. It's me saying, like, hey, they have really good content, and I really like what they're trying to do over there. The idea that TV is not just on the TV anymore. And,
And then, you know what it is? Revision 3 is the craft beer of television.
Of television content,
go.
exactly.
That's
Right on.
and it's like
Nice analogy.
we sort of seen we live in this world where everything is eternally fragmenting, and it used to be you had 3 branches on the tree of television with the broadcast networks,
Right.
and then cable opened it up, and you were able to get 60 branches of television.
Wayne's World.
Right, exactly. And then now, thanks to the internet, I mean, literally tens of thousands of individual shows, and some of them, people are grading them on different. Some shows we watch for the production value, other shows we watch because we meet somebody who's a kindred spirit and is passionate about something specific,
exactly.
like craft beer. Which
Like,
I think
for
is
instance,
amazing.
I think for me personally, I never ever would have tuned into NSFW under normal circumstances. But because I liked you on Revision 3, Scam School, the other shows that you've done, it's like, oh, of course, it's Brian. I'm going to watch it because it's Brian.
a very easy migration.
Right,
and
it's easy to move
even
around
though it's
those.
technically on a different channel.
Right.
Thanks to things like Twitter, you're able to easily follow somebody. Like, essentially, the channel you're watching is Brian Brushwood. Now, sometimes the Brian Brushwood show appears in Scam School. Sometimes it's in NSFW.
Right, exactly.
Occasionally, it's on the Tonight Show with Jay Leno or whatever. But it's like, because of Twitter, you're able to follow. And there are people, I'm sure, watching this because they're following the Twitter. And I mentioned New Thursday.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what we're hoping, at least.
Yeah. That's right. You're on big money, Brushwood.
Yeah, we're not trying to increase our user base at all. So, but this is a great show. We want to thank North Coast Pizza for letting us
this
come
is
in.
a great show.
And-
New Brew Thursday is a great show. You're talking up your own show. Is that what you just said?
No, this is a great episode.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It is a great show. I mean, I'm not even.
it's
whatever.
It's like, welcome
Just
to Scam
hashtag
School.
just
Scam
saying.
School's a great show.
That's right.
We are very awesome.
Well, you have said that to me.
I am actually.
No,
take my word
we want
for
to
it.
thank North Coast Pizza for letting us come in here. It was so last minute, so spur of the moment.
Yeah.
They really opened the doors for us. It was awesome. Saved us today, so that was great. If you're in the San Francisco area I have no idea what area of San Francisco we are. North Beach. North Beach.
Yeah, we're north of the Trans-American.
Come in
building.
here. They have great pizza. They have a good selection of craft beers alongside the Coors Light and the Bud Light. So you know what? If you really don't believe us, order a Coors Light and a Sierra Nevada. Put them together, try them out, and see which one you like the
The
best.
Sierra Nevada goes great with pizza.
But again, we also want to give a huge thank you to you, Brian,
Don't worry about it.
for like
Look,
gracing the little people.
Let's face it. On the great list of altruistic things to do, show up and drink free beer was a pretty easy one. So thank you
So
guys.
cheers
was
to
pretty
that.
awesome.
Cheers.
And
Yeah, toast the empty glass.
Toast the empty
There you
glass.
go.
There you go. So stay safe and drink beer.